Hey, just wanted to touch base here real quick. I was asked a question here the other day, and it was why I don't invest in multifamily. And you get around on the websites and the YouTube videos, and everyone's an expert, and they're telling you what you shouldn't do. And it seems to me, I've been doing this a while. The more convinced someone is that they're right, they're really not. There was a guy, he does a big class, I think it's down in Texas, and he would call buying these condos, the tenants would be these purple Martians, is what he called them. Never buy those, never buy those. There was a period of time where those things were selling for like half the price of what apartment buildings were per unit, per door. So I knew a couple of guys that started just accumulating those, hundreds of them, and they've done very well with those. But that guy was just adamant that you can't do business that way because the renters are all crazy purple Martians, which, isn't true. And, if you find certain projects that may hold true, but you have to do your own homework is what it boils down to. So when he was asking why I don't do multifamily, like the 4, 5, 6 unit, 8 units, those smaller complexes, I followed the opportunity. When I started doing this, the townhomes were undervalued. So I started buying these townhomes, and I'd focus on good school districts. And the idea behind that was obviously location, but you get a lot of divorces in those areas. So probably 50% of the marriages end in divorce. One of the parents may end up with the house. The other has to go find something in the school district, may have the kids part-time. So there's huge demand for affordable housing, in those areas. And they're good tenants. They may have some dings on their credit. And there's a shortage of housing. But those values were priced right. So the rents really worked well. There was huge rental demand on it. I understand why people don't like them. Dealing with associations can be kind of a pain in the butt. The good news about them is they do set aside the reserves for the exterior maintenance. So a lot of that's taken off your plate. So maintenance is pretty easy. You just got to keep the inside clean and the mechanicals up to date and appliances. So it's a very easy way to get started in the business. So I wouldn't be afraid of those. You got to get them where they're priced right and where the cash flows work. But the same is true on single family. Single family was hard to buy into when I started because the rents and the prices the opportunity wasn't there. I've found ways to make that work now. I will buy highly distressed properties now where they have to be gutted, and you can kind of build in your own equity. The market's still tight, so I do a lot of the work myself to make those numbers work, and it works for me. I can't scale to a certain level. I'm going to hit a growth period here where I'm not going to be able to do as much of this. My time just doesn't allow for it. I really enjoy it. So, this is what I like to do. So I kind of went back to my roots, the basics. I'd done the development, the big multifamily, 50 plus unit buildings, condos. You take on partners, you take on higher risk. I kind of like doing the solo right now. So I'm building a nice base, and then maybe I'll get back into that. I like the creative side of things. So I like to fix up the properties or do the land development, kind of take that vision and, make something out of it. But yeah, don't listen to people online that say you can't do this, you have to do that. You have to do multifamily 4 units because in case a vacancy happens. No, if you buy in a good location, your vacancy is going to be extremely low. Focus in on who your clientele is going to be. There are certain places that need housing. If you focus in on student housing, there's high demand for that. You got to know that market. You're going to have headaches with that market, as like every market's going to have its own challenges and headaches, but just kind of figure out where you want to build. I've got a friend that's going to get into it, and his 2 boys are going to college. So he's going to focus in on student housing. Perfect. It's a great way to get introduced to it. He's a general contractor, so he can build in equity, do the work. His boys know the trades. He's been having them work for him for quite a while. So, that works for him. So find your niche and anyone who's absolutely certain it has to be done a certain way online, do your own homework, take it with a grain of salt. It may be true in their market. I was talking with a guy out in New Hampshire, lumberjack landlord, and he invests in the multifamily, the 4 units and the commercial properties, because that's what his market has. If you took that same product in my market, the taxes, we even compared what the tax rates were, the mill rates. It's complete inverse of his market. So the taxes are lower on the single family here versus over there. So that just makes that product much more suitable to invest in there versus in my market. So learn your market, learn where the opportunities are, where the demand is, and focus in on that. And don't be afraid to make your own decisions. There's a lot of so-called experts out there, and I find that the more of the expert it is, the probably the less they know. Some of the smartest people online are actually the most humble. If you talk to Ken McElroy online, there's a guy with a ton of experience in multifamily, and he's kind of the big guru, but he knows he doesn't have all the answers, and he's willing to ask the questions. So those are the guys to follow that will ask the questions, and just keep digging, keep asking questions. The market keeps changing, so the opportunities change. As markets shift, what they say, shift happens. So just kind of focus in on where you think you want to build, what kind of business you want to build, who your end client's going to be, what kind of housing they need, where the opportunities are, and as long as the cash flows work, and you can kind of maintain them close by. I like to keep them within a half-hour drive. I do understand there's big opportunity to do outstate investing. I don't do that. Not to say that that's wrong. It just doesn't fit what I'm doing right now. I'm going to be hitting a different phase of my business going forward, but I can share with how I got where I'm at, and hopefully you can build from there. But just, keep digging, keep looking for answers, and keep asking the right questions. And there's a lot of resources online. There's some great people online that will share all their knowledge. And then there's some people that think they have all the answers, and they don't always have all the answers. It may work in their market, but may not work in your market. So with that, that's all I got today. I'm going to have to get back to work here, and just wanted to check in. I also wanted to check my new microphone. I intend to do more of these. I'm kind of looking at my niche as my background's construction. General contractor, got into real estate, been licensed realtor for over 25 years. Did land development, condominiums, single family homes, built single family homes, did a lot of remodels. Now I'm buy and hold, and do the extensive remodel to make the numbers work. That's stuff I enjoy, and life's short, so do what you enjoy. If you have any questions, just reach out, and I'll keep trying to post these, and hopefully I get a little better at this. But yeah, don't hesitate to ask questions. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.